AskReddit. What kind of doctors do other doctors look down upon? Number 1. The pharmacists, doctors who work on a formulary, the list of pharmaceutical drugs allowed at a medical facility or covered under an insurance plan, are just about always one of two things: 1. Evil, 2. Burnt out. The number of pharmacists who, straight-faced, will recommend the medications with the most known side effects because they are cheaper seriously tested my faith in humanity. The ones who fight the good fight every single time, for example, to make sure an anti-epileptic other than valproic acid appears on the list, even when they look exhausted and their voice sounds hollow, are the ones who kept me going. Edit, and to clarify, I'm the other kind of doctor, PhD, and I had the experience of seeing this happen while I was still a young, impressionable graduate student who thought healthcare was a beautiful field full of only loving, caring folks. So, can I add some of us also hate the bitter, callous faculty, PhD, MD, type 2? Edit 2, clarifying my comment on valproic acid. I am stating multiple effective anti-epileptics DO belong on this list. Patients should not be guinea pigs, and we should not tie the hands of physicians who want to start with a more effective prescription immediately based on the patient's record history. Good, but often burnt out, pharmacists fight that good fight for us patients' doctors. Number 2. Dr. Ounce. Dr. Phil. Dr. Pimple Popper. Disgusting. Number 3. If you go to a chiropractor complaining of neck pain and their first thought is an adjustment and not an x-ray, fucking run and go see a real doctor. The methods that chiropractors employ that actually work are usually just massage techniques, e-stim, foam rolling, PT, and stretching, and aren't methods exclusive to chiropractors. That feel-good cracking and popping people go to chiropractors for are just side effects of those methods. I once worked for a shitty employer in the circus who drove me to a chiropractor rather than the urgent care after a workplace injury to my thoracic spine. The quack doctor held up a plastic model of the spine and showed me how my vertebrae were out of alignment laterally. The misalignment she was demonstrating was so severe that anyone whose spine looked like that would be quadriplegic at the very least. Anecdotally, however, a self-adjustment to my left rotator cuff fixed my frozen shoulder impingement that I had been dealing with for months, instantaneous pain relief and full ROM. X-rays and MRIs showed a perfectly normal shoulder, yet I couldn't lift my arm past my belly button without considerable pain. So the theory behind misalignment and adjustments might have some merit, just stay the fuck away from my neck. I'm just an acrobat with anecdotal evidence and a lot of opinions though, so take this rant with a grain of salt. Number 4. Doctors who steal other doctors' lunches out of the break room. Understandable. Number 5. Pediatric dentists look down on general dentists who have absolutely no idea how to treat children with kindness or empathy. So many kids are traumatized by old dentists who don't bother to keep up on, how to be gentle with a 3-year-old who is terrified. Number 6. I mean this affectionately, dermatologists are nasty. When you show up to an ER with a gory injury, that's what the doctors signed up for and it's whatever. You show up to the GI doctor with puke and poop? That's what they signed up for, it's whatever. But when you roll into a dermatology office with some god-awful infected something or other on your shoulder, it's oh and abscess. Debbie, clear my schedule, I've got an excision to do. Number 7. I am not a doctor, but I've heard that some of the more elite doctors like surgeons tend to sneer at family medicine doctors, seeing them as inferior, despite the fact that they do very real medicine indeed. Number 8. Everyone, including non-doctors, should look down on naturopathic doctors, aka ND. They take a 4-year, part-time, uncredited course and then can not only use the word doctor but actually have prescribing authority for things like antibiotics and can draw blood and do injections. The worst part is that 1 year of that 4-year course is homeopathy, which has been completely medically debunked, and they believe in pseudoscience of water memory and dilution theory. It's far harder to become a nurse, yet NDs have more power. It's a scandal that NDs exist, let alone get to call themselves doctors. Number 9. 1. Quack doctors, who offer fake cures or treatments for autism, cancer, other serious conditions or diseases, etc. They're out there but are very sneaky and evade the law. I've had patients' families go bankrupt and even lose their homes paying for fake stuff. And no, none of them got better. All these doctors deserve to go to jail because they know this shit doesn't work. 2. Wellness doctors. It's all pseudoscience, or should I say pseudomedicine. All these doctors deserve to lose their medical licenses. A few of them are simply stupid and possibly believe in the pseudoscience and didn't actually pay attention when science was taught in med school. While most know full well the stuff they shill is worthless, but they will make more money with less work by selling stuff online and giving seminars or podcasts. Edit, how could I forget these 3? All the quacks pushing quack cures for COVID and lying about the vaccines. Some of them are brainwashed, some are merely stupid, some are evil doing it just for political purposes, and some of them do it purely to make money. Fortunately, these are less than 5% of physicians, but unfortunately only a handful were criminally charged, lost their licenses, and/or were even sanctioned by their medical boards. The state medical boards really failed us here. Number 10. The 10th dentist. Well, they are often disagreeable, aren't they? Number 11. I have a PhD and never personally experienced any MDs looking down on me. But about a month after I received my doctorate, a local hospital called me for a thoracic consult, and it was pretty funny. The nurse who called me and I both had a laugh once I explained to her that I wasn't qualified to give a consult on anything except turn of the 20th century literature. Number 12. I honestly don't think it's true in general, but if I had to guess. ER doctors tend to work long shifts and patient they deal with are either in a really bad state or the patient has been waiting for a long time and for that entire time they've been uncomfortable or in downright severe pain, so they're probably not showing their best side. After a shift like that you don't have the energy to deal with people's shit. Being a surgeon takes a certain kind of confidence and mentality. The kind that allows you to cut into a human being and not only be supremely confident that you know what you're doing, but also be able to let go of surgeries that didn't succeed, even when someone died. One way to tick those checkboxes is to be a narcissist. Not all surgeons are narcissists, or even the majority, but it's more common than in the general population. Category 1 and Category 2 do not mix well. Number 13. As a physician, it is without question ER docs. All my friends universally agree for several reasons. They are the ones calling you in the middle of the night. They try to make the consult sound interesting, but ultimately it just makes you realize they have absolutely no clue what they are talking about. A true, they don't know what they don't know situation. All docs hate getting calls in the night. They hate it more when the doc dumping on them doesn't know what they are talking about. The medical training for ER docs is horrible. I was involved in leadership in my residency, and several attendings tried to suggest sweeping changes to ACGME regarding completely revamping or even eliminating emergency medicine entirely as a specialty and have doctors that are trained to do actual medicine, anesthesia, internal medicine, etc. take over ER. The problem stems from all ER docs are trained to do is stabilize and dump on someone else. They diagnose someone with cough or shortness of breath instead of pneumonia, for example. This leads to horribly mismanaged patients. ABD other docs to clean up the mess. ER docs never follow up on patients. So for all they know, they didn't horribly misdiagnose and mismanage patients like they actually do in reality. Again, product of their poor training as doctors. So that's why they are far and away the least respected. There's no surprise there were 500 open spots in the match this year for ER docs. If you are a med student and consider ER, I implore you to find a specialty that practices real medicine instead. You won't regret it. Thank you for watching and listening to this video. If you would, go ahead and give that like button a smack and the subscribe button a smash for more videos. Smack and smash. See ya.